From on high, she chose to enter this physical world, even though there would be challenges, even though there would be obstacles, even though there would be pain, and yet she came. She came to bring your light into the shattered vessels. She came to radiate your light, for light shines brightest amidst the darkness. My God, the soul you place within me, this soul, she is pure. So I want to thank everybody for taking that great journey from the place before this human incarnation that is known in Kabbalah as the Palace of Love and Kisses. We're basking in the light of the Shekhinah, the divine presence, and we take that leap to enter into the density of living in a physical body, in a physical world. And we all did it. So I thank everybody. I thank myself that we did it. We're here together at this time, this auspicious time in the history of the world. Here we are together, and we're learning this book from the 12th century, written by Ibn Paquda, Duties of the Heart. So last night I was looking through the book before I go to sleep, and I thought, what should I speak about? And I searched, and then this just popped up. And it's actually right before the chapter on repentance, and it's called Wholehearted Devotion. What does it mean to be wholehearted and devoted to God? And he goes on and he says it means that in every act, public and private, the aim of it is to connect with God. It's to please God, to make the connection to God, and not do it to win the favor of other people. And he goes on, he says, would we do this act by ourselves if we were totally alone? And if we say yes, then that's good. Because if we're doing something to win the favor of other people, it means that our heart isn't devoted to God. It's not devoted to making this connection. And as we've learned, that Ibn Paquda is a lister. He's always listing. So he has 10 things to understand what wholehearted devotion is. And of course, he's going to go in and have more lists and lists and lists. But I think these 10 things are just very profound. And so I'd like to read them and then use them as a basis for meditation. The first thing is, in being wholehearted, is to understand what we mean when we say God is unity, the unity of God. And we do that a lot when we meditate on the Shema, so we understand the depth of what we say when we say God is one, as opposed to many gods. But we're really talking about the unity of God. And when we understand that in the deepest way, there's only God. So we're going to want to serve what's true and what's ultimately real. And he said another way to inspire devotion is that we contemplate God's benefits. That God is always bestowing goodness on all of life. And even when bad things happen, could be worse, God's there. The third is that he calls us attention, that we recognize that we have an obligation, a desire to serve God. That we want to maintain our part and have that connection to God. And then to know that we can trust God. We spend a lot of time talking about trust. And this is a big one. To believe that it is not in the power of any human being to benefit or injure you without it being the divine will. So we tend to blame people, but we don't say that thing is happening by the hand of God, and we are all agents of divine will to each other. So that's a big one, and I even wrote about that in my book, New Age Judaism. I said, how do we reconcile this idea of free will and everything is according to divine providence? And I talked about it, and I didn't get a chance to review it, but if we understand that our soul, the deepest part of who we are, is a part of God. So it's not that God is doing something outside of us. We are aligned with divine will. And then he says the seventh thing. He said, be careful not to show how religious you are in front of other people, because that becomes hypocritical. You're looking for their approval, their admiration, their validation. So that, he later says it's better to be an idolater than to be a hypocrite, because you're only fooling yourself. God knows everything. And then the ninth thing he said, the ninth reason is that we should be aware that God is always present. It's not that we go to a place, we go to this holy place and there's God and we're at home and God's not there. To maintain that awareness that wherever we are, God is present. And the final thing he says, to take counsel with the understanding, whatever evil imagination enters your heart, accept the advice of the understanding and not of the evil inclination. And he speaks in the next chapter a lot about in the next 2 chapters, a lot about the Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination. And he also says before that, that God knows what's in your heart. Other people may not know, but there's no secrets before God. But the evil inclination that we all have been blessed with is going to challenge our understanding and belief in God. And saying, you know, there is no God, or God isn't here, or, you know, and on and on. But I like to focus on these 10 foundations that he presents to have a connection with God. So we'll do a little meditation, and then we'll have a chance to share about it. So let's take a few moments to close our eyes, bring our attention to the breath, and let's take a deep breath, the belly to the rib cage to the chest, and exhaling, allowing ourselves to let go. To relax, to go inside. Take another deep breath. And as you focus on the inhalation, you bring your attention to the awareness that you are being breathed. You are sustained by the breath and the power within the breath. And as you exhale, you allow yourself to let go. It's safe to let go. It's safe to trust. So as we inhale, we reflect on all the blessings that we have, how we're sustained and blessed to be here in this physical body, even with its challenges. We're aware of our blessings and the beauty that God has created. And we let go. It's safe to let go. We can allow ourselves to go to our depths. And wherever we go, God is with us. In this moment, within every breath, we can ascend and we can descend. And God is always with us. And to trust. And to feel your desire to align your awareness, your consciousness more directly with the Creator, the power, the love, the beauty of the Creator. And allowing yourself, as you exhale, to trust, to let go of the illusion that you are controlling reality. Just allowing yourself to surrender and to be. We're always rushing to do. We need to give ourselves time to be. And to always have the awareness that wherever we are, God is with us. All we need to do is to open our hearts, expand our awareness, and experience that we are in the presence of God. So always taking time to be in our heart, to deepen the ways that we connect with our heart, with our soul, with the Creator. And to be wholehearted means to be free. Free of the concern of what other people may think of you. Everything is rooted in your connection with God. As he says, no one can harm you, no one can benefit you. It all comes from God. So really soak that in and know that when we align with divine will, we are opening to receive blessings. We are able to let go of fear, anger, doubt, and to live more fully in our heart. So affirm to yourself that you will bring this awareness to you as you live your life each day, taking a few moments just to breathe, to connect, to open your heart, and bring yourself into that presence of God. So bring your attention to the breath and feel that we are together. We have a little minion here. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and we'll have a chance to share with each other. And as I said before, we are all teachers. We learn, we inspire, we share ourselves with each other, and that's a gift. It's a gift that we give ourselves and we give to each other. So I open the floor for any sharings. Nina.
Well, I wanted to thank you for such a beautiful meditation. I'll see if I can get some light. And connecting with God, that's all there is God. That was beautiful. I'm so glad that we did that.
Yeah.
When you said that number 10, what are you supposed to learn from the evil inclination? It was about the evil inclination. What are you supposed to learn from the evil inclination?
Well, you're supposed to learn not to listen to it.
Okay.
And he goes on, and we can do this. He goes on to tell you how the evil inclination works, how clever the evil inclination is, so that you can recognize it and not listen to it.
Okay, yeah, I think I actually once learned something like that, but you can never learn that too many times.
Well, it's helpful. It's helpful because so many times people will be very harsh on themselves. They will judge themselves, and they think they're being righteous. But the truth is, it's the evil inclination that is deceiving them. So when get a little bit more information about how the evil inclination works, then you can learn better how to not listen to it. And he says to turn yourself to the deeper understanding. And the deeper understanding is the unity of God, that the evil inclination doesn't have any true reality. Fear, anger, doubt. We think those voices are real, but in the deeper depths, they're not real. But we need to understand that the evil inclination is there. It serves a purpose. It serves a purpose because it helps us to discern and to cultivate a more wholehearted and approach to life.
So the evil inclination is really so that we purify ourselves.
Right, and that we remain, that the evil inclination is going to tempt you to not believe in God. It's going to tempt you to, in many different ways. And you gather your strength by being able to not listen to the evil inclination and say, this isn't real, and I choose what's real. I choose God. And the truth is, most of us have had bouts with the evil inclination, and so we can pick ourselves up and begin again. So, if you're interested, we could spend time talking about the evil inclination so we can recognize it and be better armed. The evil inclination, we're told, is really an agent of God, because it doesn't have independent reality. The evil inclination is, okay, I'm going to test, are they really sincere? Do they have true understanding, or are they easily deceived? He talks a lot later, about materialism, that we think that this material world is the real world, and the next world is not real. Just like the story that I told that was from the book, that we put all our energy into this world, and we don't prepare our soul to deepen our connection, knowing that this physical world isn't going to be ours forever. Anyway, anybody else would like to share? Gina.
So I really like, it was such a beautiful meditation, and what you said before, what you read before, the 10 things, and the thing about unity. I felt such a deep connection between my heart and my soul and Hashem, and I feel like he's always with me, and he sent me healing because I've been struggling with being sick from mold from my apartment. He sent me all these healing energy today, and it was so powerful. And he said, you just have to call upon me. I'm always there.
Amen. Amen. Thank you for reminding us. Sometimes we forget when we're in our struggles that we can call on God.
All the time.
Yeah, all the time. We don't need an appointment. Great. Thank you, Gina. Anybody else would like to share? Okay, Eileen, unmute yourself. You have to unmute.
I was just thinking, I think you said our soul is of God, but if God is everything, so is our bodies, right? I just wanted to.
Well, our bodies don't last forever. So they, of course, they're created by God, but they're created to have a limited time that we're in our physical body, while the soul is considered to have a certain immortality. So it behooves us when we're in the physical body to strengthen our connection to what is eternal, because our body will change. We know our body changes. And we do our best to keep, and he has a whole chapter I was reading, about how important it is to keep your body, to keep your body in the best shape, because if your body's healthy, you can do good things in the world. So we keep our body healthy and strong so we can fulfill the mission that our soul came here to do, which is all of us came into this world to be channels of God's light and love. That's why we came from out of the palace of love and kisses. I love that. To enter into this physical world, because God wanted to have love experienced in a different way than it is in the world to come, in the spiritual level. Here we have, we deal with good and evil. We have our challenges. It's dramatic. We have drama here. They don't have, in the spiritual world, there's no drama.
If I believe in Gilgul, and you referred to it last week, so I'm assuming Ibn Paquda does as well, right? So my body will change. The energy, the divine energy that makes me a physical presence, a dense energy, is going to transmute and come back in another form.
Well,
unless
no, in my book, New Age Judaism, I did a lot of research about reincarnation in Judaism as opposed to reincarnation in Buddhist and Hindu tradition.
Hinduism. Yeah.
And there's some differences. So what you accomplish, let's say what your soul accomplishes now in this lifetime, that continues. You don't reincarnate. Judaism doesn't say it. Sometimes it does. Generally, you don't reincarnate as a new person, as a totally new person. parts of yourself that were not in alignment, were not complete, merge with other parts of a soul and form this new entity. But this new, it's complicated. This new entity is still
complicated.
attached to who you were. So there's a certain immortality to the soul. So when we reincarnate, we don't necessarily lose, like Eileen doesn't come back as Stephen
Mhm.
entirely. There's a part of herself,
Part.
you know, it's complicated, but I think, you know, he emphasizes it, and I guess as you get older too, I think we all recognize the importance of taking care of our body. But we also, he says, don't forget to take care of your soul, not at the expense of your body, that they both need care. And for a person to have that balance. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, it's Elaine.
Yes, Elaine.
So, okay, so now the first thing I have to say is just wow. I think this was a very intricate and deep meditation after we've come into our discussion now. So many things that you're bringing up that are really actually very intense and take a lot of time to, you know, to think about, especially what you're just discussing about reincarnation. But as far as I love the meditation today because it just told me that, you know, maybe again, we're talking about stopping and taking time to either for ourselves or just to see what's around us, and that Hashem, God, is always with us, and that we can give up some of the difficulties to God, and that we can actually, you know, feel good or feel happy even during these difficulties if we could just take some of them and give them up to God. And
Amen. Thank you. So it's a good reminder. You know, we can spend a lot of time worrying about our difficulties, but when we can let go and trust in God, then we can actually help ourselves to let go and to find that relaxation and that trust, that peace. So it's a very good reminder. Thank you so much. Okay,
yes, it was. Thank you.
this is very fun. And so I'll look forward, you know, on Monday night, we really, I think, go in more deeply into these ideas more experientially. So there's a flow between Monday and Thursday. So I wish everybody a good Shabbat. We're a few minutes over, but we started a few minutes. Yeah, and all these tapes eventually, God willing, if they're decent, they appear on the YouTube channel. So you can always go look at them in the YouTube channel.
They're
Yeah.
great, indeed, they're great.
Okay, so thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you.
Shabbat
Thank you
shalom.
for reincarnating at the same time that I did. Okay, take care.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.